Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today this is going to be my tier list now for the VCT China tournament. So this is only for the kickoff only, and basically how this is going to work is basically just where I think these teams are going to be throughout this season. So if I think they're going to be a top tier team, they're going to be up in S tier. If I think they're going to be a bottom feeder team, they're going to be down in D tier. I'll leave a link as well to this down in the description below so you can do one for yourself, and hell, you could probably maybe send me one as well if you really want to. But obviously feel free to obviously give your opinions on which teams could be in which tier as well. So we'll first start off with All Gamers, and All Gamers actually have a pretty decent roster. So the roster includes X3B, who I'm pretty sure is the only player that was in the first roster. And then Bunt and Monk, both of them from Attack and Soul Esports. Delb, formerly from 17 Gaming. Spitfire is from Rare Adam. And Saw9, he is formerly from Edward Gaming. And I think Saw9 will be the new IGL for the team. And they also have a head coach of Ego, which is also not too bad of a change, considering that Ego obviously coach Attack and Soul Esports. And hell, I mean, he was a coach for them when they were at Masters Tokyo. I think this team could be pretty decent in my opinion. I think they're probably going to be a B tier team most likely. That's where I think they're going to be. So I think this team pretty decent on the board, very average. Next up is Billy Gaming, and I think this team could maybe surprise some people. They only made a couple changes. They've added Bear into the lineup as the new IGL, and also on this VLR page, XPZ is I'm pretty sure is actually now the new head coach for the team. He was the coach for the team during the Evolution series. And they've reassigned, or I should say, re-signed Jackson into the lineup, which is a great sign. However, I would rather like to have Jackson as a head coach and not XPZ. I mean, I was literally no disrespect to XPZ, but they were kind of poo when he was the coach. I'll be honest. Having Jackson in the lineup, back in will definitely boost some confidence on the players. Considering that, I mean, he coached him with the champions. They made it into the playoffs. They beat NRG twice. I think this will definitely help the players, and having Bear as well as a new IGO is pretty interesting. I'm really interested to see how that goes. I think this could maybe be an A tier team, if not maybe a low S tier team in my opinion. Next up we have Edward Gaming, and I mean, do I really need to say where this team is gonna go? Definitely S tier. I mean, they have not changed a single thing. The only thing that they've changed is Saw9 is cut. Obviously, he has joined All Gamers. So I think Edward Gaming a very easy S tier. Another thing which I think is a very easy S tier is Fun Plus Phoenix. They have basically kept 4 players that have been Berlin, Autumn, A, and Lysol. And they've added Life into the lineup, which will definitely add a lot more firepower. Nathan D as the head coach. So once again, I think this team could maybe actually challenge Edward Gaming for the top spot. I'll be honest, in China. So I think once again an easy S tier for Fun Plus Phoenix. And another team which is pretty easy is JD Gaming. I mean, they basically have the full Rare Atom players with Stu, Viva, Yihao, and Martin. But they also have Jakuro, which is actually pretty interesting. Jakuro, obviously, he used to play for Top Esports, and they also have Val Nallis as well as the head coach, while Billio is the assistant coach. Billio, he's basically the only member that was a part of JD Gaming, I'm pretty sure. So, it's not too bad. I'm pretty sure he also coached Edward Gaming, I'm pretty sure, like, pretty early on. So, he's definitely has experience of coaching amazing players, and I think it's gonna be exactly the same once again. An S tier once again from JD Gaming. Now let's maybe get into the interesting ones. We have Nova Esports. Now, if you haven't catch my video on the roster rumors, I basically said that if Nova Esports gets at least like 2 wins, I will post an apology to Nova Esports. And I'm still standing by it, because I generally think Nova Esports are going to be a destination focus me team. Now, the reason why I didn't say at least 1 win is because I feel like there might be another team that could maybe be on the same level as them, but this team, I would be very surprised if they at least even get a win at least. If they get 2, I will post an apology on this channel. So I just don't know anything about them. Apparently, he's gonna be the new, he's gonna be the agent for the team, and they really haven't changed much. I'll be honest. I mean, they've kept basically four of the players, being Peng Hange, Oban, and CB. They've added Guang from Roll Never Give Up, which is a decent change, but they've added Never from Team Rad over in the MENA region. I'll be honest. Obviously, when I watched like a single VOD of him, I just completely forgot about him. I was focusing on other that I was trying to focus on Never, but he was just an absolute afterthought. And by looking as well on his stats as well in the most recent matches that he played, just probably a below average duelist. They've also had a 20 they've also kept 24k as well as the coach. This team is a massive unknown. I think they are I think that, I'll be honest, the first D tier team in this tier list. Next up is Trace Esports, and Trace Esports, not too bad of a change, I'll be honest. I think this team could actually be pretty good. Those we have Kai, Flexen, Yu, Heibi, and Fang. They've had a CXY from Nightwings Gaming. They kept Destroyer around. This team could probably be I'm gonna say just for now, maybe a high A tier team. I think these three definitely very, very, very good. I think those three definitely deserve an S tier. I think Trace is maybe on like the lines if Trace are in S tier, I think they're going to be definitely at the bottom of S tier because there's no way that they're going to be better than any of these three. So I'm gonna put Trace down in A tier just for now, but obviously I could change at some point. Now, Tyson Esports Club is pretty interesting. They basically have kept five of their players of QE, Black, Shameless, Abo, and Kawaii. But they've added Lockdown from Nightwings Gaming and, interestingly, RB from DRX. They've also kept Three Water as a head coach, and they've added York, formerly from 17 Gaming, as the assistant coach. I don't know who's going to be starting. That's the whole problem I have with this roster. I just don't know who's starting. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm guessing maybe Kawaii and maybe QE or Lockham, maybe those three will be the subs. I have no idea who the subs are going to be for this team. And just like I said, I don't know who's starting. Like, I'm guessing. I know on Wikipedia, I'm pretty sure it shows like QE, Black, Shameless, Abo, and Kawaii starting. But Ash is obviously the 5 core that played in basically in the Evolution Act. So I'm not really too sure. I've seen quite a few people being high on this team, but I think the highest that will be maybe like a low A tier, if not B tier team. But I think they're probably gonna be a low A tier team in my opinion. Next up, it is Tyloo, and Tyloo's weird roster. So they have kept slowly Lure King, Nine Body, Ice King, Ak. They've added a HFMI, obviously Alphabet Man from Attack and Soul Esports, and they've added Makia, an unknown quantity player who apparently I did more research he's actually a former CSGO player. This is his first time competing professionally on Valorant. Yikes. They've kept the coach of Zoe Yi, and Tyloo, in my opinion, I don't really know where to put this team. This team could definitely be D tier in my opinion, maybe better, obviously better than Nova Esports. They have a lot more better players in my opinion, but they could maybe be at the bottom of C tier as well. I just don't know because this team is an absolute I just don't really know about this team. It's an absolute unknown that I think they just I'm just gonna put them in C tier just for now because they're just a very, very weird team. And then next I have Wolves Esports, which also have a very interesting team. They have 8 players on this roster with Eurocall, Spring, Coldfish, Plex, all those 4 are in separate teams. So I think Eurocall used to play for Attack and Soul Esports and FPX as well. Spring used to play for NIP. Coldfish used to play for Top Esports, and Plex used to play for Team Webo. While the others of Aluba, Sia, Baby Blue, and FFS, all those 4, they used to play on the Monarch Effect team. They also got Naint as well, and Jungle DXL. Jungle DXL used to play for, used to be a coach for Tales of Urson or Eastern, I should say. And Naint, I'm pretty sure, used to be a coach for a Amina team, but I can't remember what the team is right now. But it's just this weird mesh roster. And I think as well, Sia, Baby Blue, and FFS, they are going to be the subs, while everyone else, Eurocall, Spring, Alulaba, Coldfish, and Plex. All of them are going to be the starting roster, and I'm pretty sure Plex is also going to be the IGL for this team. I think this team is probably a C tier team in my opinion. I think they probably could be better than Tyloo, but a C tier team. They might be maybe knocking up to B tier because they have some pretty decent players like Spring, like Uracol, like Plex, and Coldfish. The other four I'm not really too sure about, but for now I'm gonna put them in the basically the top of C tier. And the final team as of right now is Dragon Ranger Gaming, and they have a very interesting roster as well. So they have Nazal TZH, Vokashu, Shion7, Nick, Tavarius Luke, and Dingwei, and apparently Hato is in as a sub, which I did not catch at all. They also have the coach as well of LT and Yuchien. Yuchien has switched over from a player to a coach. And this is a pretty decent roster on paper. This is pretty good. But if we're talking about the other players here, basically the other teams, this team could maybe be, I'll say, C or B. That I'm putting my foot down either C or B, because I mean Dragon Ranger, yes, I think they definitely have a bit of an advantage because they have played recently. I should say the most recent team to play, so they've had experience as well. Not obviously not on the patch, but they still have some experience. But and also got a veteran leadership as well of Nazal TZH. You have a great up and coming IGL of Nick. Vakasha, he is a phenomenal Sentinel player as well, who's amazing on Cypher and Killjoy. I don't really want to be too high on them, because obviously the Ascension teams especially are going to be the most unknown quantity teams in all of the regions, because we don't really know how they're going to stack up against the partnership teams. So I'll play it safe. I'm probably going to put them in the top of C tier, definitely better than Wolves and Tyloo. In my opinion, they could be knocking up to the door of B on B tier, along with all gamers. But I think Dragon Ranger Gaming, I think that could be definitely. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put them at the bottom of B tier, because I think they're definitely better than Wolves and Tyloo, in my opinion. So I'll probably put them in Dragon Ranger So yeah, I'll put Dragon Ranger Gaming on B tier only at the bottom. So I'm pretty happy with this tier. You know, Edward Gaming, FPX, and JD Gaming, but all three of them will be in S tier, so they will most likely be battling for the 2 spots in Madrid. A tier, Trace Esports could be knocking up there. Billy, and Titan Esports Club, which I'll be honest, I feel like I'm rating them a bit too high in my opinion. All gamers are Dragon Ranger Gaming, both of them at B. Wolves Esports and Tyloo is C, and Nova Esports down in D. So now I'd like you now guys to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. I will be making basically similar videos to these for the other 3 regions as well. So expect those coming out pretty soon. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.